Hey guys, how's it going? It's Ben Malol here. Thanks for joining me in this video. I'm really grateful for that. Now basically what we're gonna go through here today is really how to find the buyers in your niche, how to find the audiences, the interests that consists of people that are more likely to convert. Okay? I don't know if you know this, but most of the time, most of the money that you're spending on ads and in your niche, if you don't really have a very good understanding on how the whole system works and how all the audiences work, you might be spending a lot of money on junk traffic and traffic that isn't really converting and people that aren't really doing anything with your ads. So what I'm going to go through here today is really how to find the people that are more likely to buy, more likely to convert. Now what I have in front of me is the audience insights. I'm pretty sure 99% of you know this tool because this tool is basically the only thing you're going to use when you're researching about niches. If you don't know what it is, I'll just go over it for a second. So basically, it's a tool that you put the audiences, you put your niches here, and it tells you how much the percentage of each one of the genders and how big the audience is, and what the people that are in the audience really into. So if I say, let's say, just for example, Harry Potter. Okay, this is a very broad audience. I'm already telling you that. This is not something I would target. So this is 10 to 15 million people, 68% women, 32% men, ages 18 to 24, 50% of them, about 15% of them. And as the ages go older, less and less people like Harry Potter, pretty obvious. And the thing people like, the thing people that like this interest like in general are, first of all, the author J.K. Rowling, and some kind of blog, Dory, Squirt, Nemo, or Brua, I don't really know. I know this is from Nemo's from Finding Nemo. Emma Watson, Taylor, that's the Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon. Just for a quick example, you can see already that this is not a really good audience because you want to see things here that are related as much as possible to Harry Potter. If it isn't related as much as possible to Harry Potter, you're gonna get a lot of people that aren't really interested in Harry Potter. They might be, you know, because basically we all know who Harry Potter is. You might, even one of you, a lot of you might be in this audience just because you might have liked something related to Harry Potter. So that's why this is not a really good audience to target. So that's the audience insights. You can check states. Now we're all on all of the United States. Me personally, I only target the USA until I start to scale, and then I go to other first world countries. So we're gonna take the United States for example. Okay, so let's begin. Basically, the first thing I do before I go into any niche, before I start to research my audiences, before I start to research my buyers in my audience, I do a table, a chart. This is what I go through. Now each audience is basically divided, each audience that you're gonna find is divided into a category, some sort of category. Okay, it might be a website, it might be a magazine, it might be a person, it might be a blog, it might be a store, it might be some sort of tool, it might be a movie. There's a lot of categories. Now you want to be really organized and know what you are targeting, what is basically the category in which you're going for. What do I mean by that? First of all, I open a Word or an Excel or anything that I can write down and do like a nice table like this, and I write down 4 main categories. First category is usually websites, information. Now websites, information, what do I mean by that? I mean any audience that is basically a website or an information source. Anything that basically gives out free value, free content. Something that is maybe a blog, or it's maybe just like guides, or anything that basically just gives out free content. That's the first category. Any interest that we're gonna find, if it's a website or an information source, we're gonna write it underneath this category. Second one is magazines, subscriptions. Now, what do I mean by magazines subscription? I mean anything that basically people are spending money on to be subscribed to some sort of value source. So if it's, let's say, a cooking magazine, which they pay $20 a month for, and they get in the mail the specific cooking magazine each month, already these people have a much stronger buyer's intent than, let's say, people that are interested only in websites and information, because these people are already spending money in the niche. You understand that? Because if somebody is already spending money in the niche, they are more likely, a lot more likely to buy from you. Okay? Now the third category is stores. Okay, now the stores and magazines subscription is really, really related, because in stores, first of all, as well, people buy things. People spend money on their passion, on their hobby, or whatever it is. They already have a buyer's intent, which means that they're already ready, a lot more ready to buy from you. Now, I like people underneath magazines and subscription more than stores, because stores are sometimes, a lot of people, they just look into the stores. Sometimes they don't really buy, but as well, it's a really, really strong category. Okay, now the fourth category is celebrities, personas. Now, what do I mean by that? Basically, any known figure in the industry, any known personality, like Gordon Ramsay in the cooking niche, like Lady Gaga in the music industry, like Eric Clapton in the rock industry. Anybody that is really known in the specific niche. Now, this category are more people that are more likely to engage, people that are more likely to comment, share, like your posts, because they're really into, the whole trends, and they're really into the media. They might be watching a lot of television, they read a lot on the internet, basically just raving fans. They aren't strong in buyer's intent like the magazines and stores categories, but they're really, really good if you're starting to build up your niche, if you're starting to build up your audiences, because people from this category are just more likely to engage in what you send them. Now, after we've got the four categories, we're gonna start to go into the audience insights and really, really dive into it. So let's take, for example, we'll go with the fishing niche, okay? Now, I usually start really, really broad just to understand what I'm going into. I usually do not target the fishing, just like a general broad audience like that, because it's usually scattered in a lot of different audiences. People that like a lot of different things, because just going on fishing, you can find just, like a grandma that her son might like fishing, because it's really, really, really broad. You don't want to target those people. I'll show you what I mean by that. Now, this is really, really important. Each time you search for a certain interest or an audience, we go to page likes, first of all. Now, as you can see, this has 20 to 25 million active people, which already tells you that it's really, really, really big. And usually audiences this big aren't really specific. Now, the first thing I do when looking for good audiences is I would really, really want to see that what I'm searching for is related to the niche. Here you can really find if it's basically specific into the niche, or it's more broader and not people that are really into it. So I start to really just open all these tabs, all these links, okay? Basically what this tells you is what people that are interested in this like. So people that are interested in this interest are interested in this, and all of these, and etc, etc. So I open Apple Creek, okay, let's open Bass, and I'll open a few more, and we can start seeing. Okay, so I got here Sports League, Fishing League. Okay, that's already good. That's already something that's pretty specific, because it's related to the fishing. Let's see. This is bull riding, I think. Professional bull riders. Yeah, so you see this is already something that's not even remotely related to fishing. Whiteline Haver. This seems like a hunting page. Yeah. So fishing is some kind of hunting. I'll agree on that. But we don't want just to target people that are in hunting in general. We want to target people that are really into fishing. So this shows us that people that are into the fishing aren't really strong specifically into the fishing. Apple Creek, hunting and fishing. Okay, we're getting closer. Bass, Bass Master. Okay, this is related to fishing. Deer and deer hunting. Hunting again. Ugly Stick. Oh yeah, I think I know this. This one is I think it's a hunting. Yeah, this is a hunting and fishing story, if I'm not mistaken. I love trucks. Okay, bow hunting. As I open more and more tabs, you can see that about 70%, if not 80% of all these pages aren't specifically related to fishing. So that shows you that if you're gonna target this audience, you're not really gonna target raving fans. You're gonna target broad people that some of them are into fishing, some of them are into hunting, and some of them are into trucks. So that's not good. So we're gonna start to see how we can really dial into that niche. What I like to do is I really like to find magazines. I like to find websites. I like to find stores. So let's start with just doing a quick Google search of fishing magazines. Okay. Now let's see. What's this? Top 10 fishing magazines. That's a good place to start. You really want to find these sources on the internet to really start to see where we can start targeting. Now these are basically fishing magazines, I assume, of course. And we're just gonna start to just copy paste them and see where we can get with them in the audience insights, okay? So let's remove that. Field and stream. Oh, okay, you see this one. 1 to 1.5 million. Perfect, that's already something that's more specific. So we're gonna start to open up like I did before and see if we're getting pretty close to people that are related to fishing. Let's see. Cemetery stands. Outdoors. Hunting again. Not that good. Hunting and fishing. Retail and consumer hunting. Yeah, I already have a feeling about this magazine. This audience isn't really strong on the fishing niche. So we're just gonna go on ahead and go to the next one. Outdoor life, covering fishing, hunting. Let's just read about them. Bassmaster strives to be an expert in the world of bass fighting advice. Okay, I think this one is pretty specific on fishing. So let's check that. Bassmaster magazine. Okay, no, that's too small. You always want to go with at least 20K. Okay, Florida Sportsman, Florida hunting and fishing needs. Again, hunting and fishing. Sport fishing. Let's see if we can find anything with sport fishing. Sport fishing magazine. Okay, 70 to 80,000. Excellent, that's already something. Now, again, we're gonna start to open up these categories and see where we can get to. Florida sport fishing. Okay. GAFF magazine. I already have a good feeling, I think, about this one. I might be wrong. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this already shows you this page is related to fishing, sport fishing magazine related to fishing, saltwater sportsman related to fishing. You can see the hook, you can see the fish, you can already see that it's related to fishing. Even you can see somebody here with a fishing boat. Marlin magazine, fishing, old salts. Excellent. Anyway, as you can see, we got here a really good audience that we can target. So that's already something we're gonna write down. Sport fishing magazine. So I'm gonna copy that and I'm gonna put it under the magazine subscription. Now there is a difference between just like a magazine and a magazine subscription. So we're gonna check that if this is a if this is an actual subscription service. So we're just gonna do a quick Google search of their website and see what we can find. Sport fishing, fishing modes. Okay, let's see what happens when I do subscribe. As you can see, this is an actual magazine that you subscribe to and pay $10 an year. It doesn't matter really how much money. I really don't care the amount of money. Of course, the more the better. But as long as they are already spending even $1 a year, they're already a lot more buyer's intent than any other person. Okay, because they already opened their wallet. There's something in sales that's called basically opening the wallet, that once somebody spends some sort of amount of money on something, they are more likely to buy the next product. That's why we like to, in our stores, we like to sell something pretty cheap, maybe a free plus shipping offer, or maybe something that's just like $5, $7, and then upsell them on something that's more expensive, you know, in the $20 to $30 range. Because once they open their wallet and really decide to put that few dollars in the beginning, they are much more likely to buy your higher ticket item. Anyway, so we're gonna put that under the magazine subscription, sport fishing magazine. Excellent. Now here's another thing that I usually like to do. After I find a good one, a good audience, I usually start to really check what we have here, okay? Because these are, some of them at least are gonna be interests as well. Some of them not, but most of them are. So I'm just gonna start to open a lot of them, and first of all I want to be sure that what I'm checking in the interests are related to fishing. Okay, so I already checked all of these, and these are really related to fishing, and now I'm just gonna start to write down just these magazines and see where I can get to. Jeff magazine, see, excellent, 60 to 70,000 monthly active people, and again we have a lot of pages. Now a lot of these are already open here because it's related to the former interest I investigated, but I'm just gonna start to open some random pages and see, first of all, one, how related this is to fishing, and second of all, if I can find more interests. Okay, so let's see what I can find. IGFA, sports and recreation. We got another fishing page, another fishing page, and another fishing page. So again, we have here another good audience, which we're gonna write down, another good interest, GAFF magazine. And now we're just gonna, so we're gonna close what we did, and now we're just gonna write down and check in the audience insights each and every one of these pages. So we got a sport fishing magazine. Let's see where this is gonna take me. Another thing that is extremely related. You see, we already, I don't even need to check these ones because it's the same as before. Now, of course, if you, the more you go down and down and down in these interests, the less related it's gonna be. But that's okay, because what you wanna look at are the first 10 top categories, okay? Here you can find the most targeted people that are related to the interest. What I mean by that is that people that like this, most of them like this. So as long as the top 10 categories are related to fishing, you're good to go. Another thing that I like to look at sometimes, if I'm not extremely sure if the interest is good enough, is I like to go down into the affinity. Now, if the first one is basically what I wrote down, sometimes it won't be the first one, sometimes it'll be the second, third, sometimes it will be even after the top 10. But you want to search and see if it's going to be at least from the top 3. If it's the top 1, that's excellent. I like to look at the affinity. The affinity is basically, it means how likely a person on Facebook is more likely to basically like this page than any other page or interest. So times 398 is extremely good. Basically anything over 100 is really good. So you can see here that a lot first of all of these things are related to fishing, which is excellent. At least I think that I'm pretty sure that most of the things are related to fishing, and all of them are over 100. So that already tells you that this one is a really good magazine. Now again, I'm gonna check and see if this is an actual magazine, if this is not just a website that gives out free information, free content. Sports fishing. Didn't I already? 1 second. Oh, this is that one. Oh, okay. I already went through that one. It's this one. Pretty silly. I did not check though the GIFF magazine, so we're just gonna do a quick search on that one and see if that's an actual magazine. Read online, subscribe now. Well, if they have a subscribe now button, I guess, yeah, by now, renew, it's an actual magazine. Perfect. So we're just gonna continue to write down and check magazines till we have a good list in front of us. Marlene magazine, 35 to 40,000. I'm gonna open these ones up. Fly Memorial, Marlene Sports, Public figures. Here we're already starting to get an opening to our next category, which is public figures. Like I said before, public figures is something that we want to search for as well. This foundation, yeah, I get it here. I'm gonna hear a lot of pages that are related to fishing. Let's see who George Poveromo is. He's a public figure. I guess he's a professional fisher in the fishing sport. Excellent. So let's write him down and let's write the other Marlene magazine. Let's first of all put that here. And now we're George Poveromo. Let's see. Let's see what I get here. 70 to 80,000. Now I'm gonna start to get a lot of new public figures, which is excellent for us because we can start and build our list even more and more. Okay, so we're just gonna start to open more tabs. Now, the more I get into this, the more tabs, as you can see, are gonna start to get open. It starts to get really messy. So it's really important that you at least be as organized as possible. I'll be honest with you, I have a really difficult time doing that. I usually just open a lot of pages and write them down here until every time I find a good one, I just write them down until I have a really big list. If you want to do it more organized, be my guest. This is how I do it. Now, it's really important that you put the specific interests under the right categories. After we finish this, very soon I'm gonna skip a little bit because there's no reason for you watching this for 5 hours. It usually takes me some time to build up the list, but I'm gonna go through some really important points, and then I'm just gonna fast forward until I finished my list. So after that, I'm gonna start to check a little bit more. Now, I really want to emphasize, okay, on the page likes section. The page likes section, basically that tells you how buyer intent your interest is, how likely people are in this interest to convert, how likely they are related to your niche. You understand that? The more pages here that are related to fishing, the better it is for you. If there aren't a lot of things related to fishing here, that is not good. We're not gonna write that down. We're not gonna target those people. Now, I don't know if you guys know what pixels are, but why am I now talking about that? Because basically, if you have a pixel in your store and it has a lot of fires and you've been your store has been doing a lot of sales in the past few months, in the past few weeks, and your pixel is basically built up, you can start targeting a much more broader audience. What do I mean by that? Because the pixel, if you notice, it stores information about your buyers, about your customers, and then it basically shows your ads to the people that are more related to your customers. Do you get that? Did I sound pretty clear? What I mean by that is that each person that converts in your store basically fires your pixel, and then when you do a new ad with the conversion objective of, let's say, buying, you can basically target a broader audience because your pixel is pretty strong. And if your pixel is pretty strong, you're gonna see a really good results, because Facebook will already show your ad to people that are more likely to convert in that specific audience. Anyway, I won't get into that entirely now. I will though publish a video about the pixels and really how you can use that to leverage your business, but we're not going to talk about that today because that's a whole different story. For now, let's go back to the subject. So like I said, I'm going to start to open more pages and really see what I can find. Let's see. Okay, so we got George here. Okay. So the waves and a fundraise for sharks. So this is just a fundraising for sharks. I don't think it has to do with people that are related to fishing. Joe's Spanish Fly Memorial Foundation fishing. Now this seems like something that's gonna be under our website information category, because it's something that isn't trying to sell anything. It just gives out free value, free content. Okay, it's a foundation, a charitable organization, fishers. Now they might be selling things, but it seems that their main focus is just to have like just an organization that gives out value, you know, like trips and stories and stuff like that. So let's see, let's write that down in our audience insights, and let's see what we can get. Now sometimes you won't find the page in the audience insight because the page isn't big enough. This one is excellent, this one is big enough, so we have it. Okay, excellent. So let's see, what do we get? We get our public figure that we already wrote down here. Who is Bill Dance? That might be another fisherman. The GAFF magazine, like we did before. Sport more magazines that I already have open that I need to get to really soon. By the way, we have some TV shows as well. Now TV shows I put underneath websites and information, okay, because again, it's something that is free and it just gives out content, it gives out value. People watch it for fun, people read it for fun, so it's only under that. Okay, Addictive Fishing, a TV show. Let's see. Okay, first of all, we're gonna write this down underneath websites and information. Excellent. Now let's put down. No, wait, we had to. Man, I'm not gonna find that TV show now. I think. Oh, there it is. There it is. Now I'm gonna write it down. TV show. Excellent. So it is here. 40 to 45,000. Perfect audience. Perfect, perfect, perfect. We're gonna write that down under websites and information, like I said, because it's a TV show. Now, the deeper you go into the really good interest, good audience, the more you're gonna notice that most of these are really related to fishing. As you can see, I haven't really found any interest that isn't related to fishing, which is amazing, because each and every interest of these are really strong people that are related to the niche. Now, the more you do this, the better you're gonna see that you're gonna have After I'm gonna finish finding the audiences, I'm gonna go over how I basically do the ads. You're gonna notice that each category basically has different people. You're gonna do, what I like to do is I basically like to do an ad for each category. I like to combine the categories, and then that's how I basically test. Now, sometimes celebrities personas categories buy more than people in the stores category, which is pretty shocking. But sometimes the stores are way better than the celebrities and personas. That's why I really like to test. But we're gonna get there in a second. Let's first of all finish with page likes. So now the more I'm doing this, the more I get more and more pages. So you can really spend hours and hours and hours. I remember like some a niche that I really went into and I really got deep into it. I spent about 8-9 hours just writing down each and every interest and really dividing it into these 4 categories. And I'll be honest, I maybe went through about 30% of all of the audiences, and I've done it for about 8-9 hours. So really, I can be with you now here for a week, and we're not gonna finish. So I want you to really understand what I'm doing, and then do it for your own niche. You can basically implement all of this information into any niche that you choose to do. Outdoor gear, sporting goods. Now this is usually stores. Okay, so we're gonna open these up and see what we can get. Now, like I said, stores are people that are pretty strong when buying things. Now, pen fishing. What I like to do is I like to go into the website and really see what this interest is all about. Okay, sometimes I do a Google search. Sometimes they just have a website on the page. So let's see what's up with this. Pen fishing. Okay, this seems like a fishing store. They must sell. There you go, rods and hooks. Excellent. So we're gonna check and see how that interest is. $150,000 to $200,000, and more pages. Excellent. So we're gonna write that down. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, because I already have at least one of each category, I'm pretty sure you understand the whole process. I'm gonna fast forward now until I really finish, at least not finish, but have a good amount of interests. Okay, so we can really go on to the next subject on this video. Hey guys, I'm back. And as you can see, I really filled up this list. And as you noticed, there's different colors to each audience. Now I really took this one step ahead and changed the color of the audience depending on the audience size. I'll tell you in a second why I did that. Now, first of all, red ones are 1 million and above. Black ones are 100 to 300,000 people. Of course, I'm talking about monthly active people, if you didn't understand that. Green one is under 100,000, and the blue one is 500,000 to 1 million. Now, why did I do that? When I have so much of these audiences, I'm not gonna do an ad for all of these, because that really won't be efficient, because this is gonna be a 1 to 1.5 million, and then each one of these are a lot more smaller, and then we're gonna get up to like 5 million, which isn't good. We wanna split it. So first of all, at the beginning, what I'm doing is, yes, I will do an ad on all of the audiences. I will do an ad for the store, I will do an ad for persons, I will do an ad for magazine, I will do an ad for website. After one of these will start working, I'm gonna start to split them. Okay? What do I mean by that? I'm gonna basically do an ad that only focuses on 1 to 1.5 million people. So I'm gonna do one ad only to Ugly Stick to really check that out. Afterwards, I'm gonna do an ad to all of the black ones. Okay, because all of the black ones will get to about 1 million, I assume. And then same thing to the green ones, because basically those are the really the small audiences. These are the ones under 100,000. So I'm gonna combine all of them, and then I'm gonna combine all the blue ones. Okay, and this way I'm really learning which one of these, all of the audiences are the most buyers. Okay, this is how I dive as extreme as possible into my audiences. This is basically the process I go through each and every one of my businesses, each and every one of my stores and niches that I open. Okay, now there is one other step that I like to do, which is pretty creepy, so I'm warning you, but this is a little secret. Okay, it stays between us. Now you've noticed another column that I built here. I'm gonna call this column buyers. Okay, pretty exciting, huh? Now what do I put here? Basically, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna actually search for the exact people that bought something that is related to fishing. Okay, now how am I gonna do that? Look at this. We're gonna go to Facebook. Okay, and we're gonna write down fishing necklace or whatever. We want basically to find an ad, a post that is related to our niche and that succeeded. Okay, so let's start with this just to check it out. Let's see. This one is pretty good. Now what I want to find are people that actually bought it. Okay, this doesn't really have a lot of comments, so it's not good enough for us. Love fishing necklaces. Fine. This one has 37 comments and 1,100 likes. Let's see if we can find it. We're basically looking for a comment like, I got this, I love it, or I got this, I hate it. It doesn't matter as long as we find somebody that basically bought it. Not good enough to find I need this, I need this. Nope, we want to find somebody that took the money out of their pocket and purchased it. And we have another one here. There you go, I love mine. There we have someone that bought it. Now we're gonna go actually into her personal profile. Okay. Now I hope no one of you is Lauren Alexander or knows her. Okay, because this might be illegal what I'm doing now. We're gonna search for her likes. Okay. Now basically you have here a buyer and you have here what this buyer likes. Right? Now we want to open here a bunch of just want to open it and basically go through and see what interests this girl, this buyer likes, and then basically target those people. First of all, what I like to do a quick search and just do fish. See, we have here addicted to fishing, respect the fish, Rebel Lure Company, fishing addicts. Now this is excellent for us because basically, you know, there's nothing better than actually looking at the buyer and seeing what they like and then targeting those pages, because that's basically the strongest pages that there are when targeting. So Rebel Lure Company, let's see what I can find. Rebel Lure Company. 150 to 200,000. Perfect. I already know these pages and they are related to fishing, so I'm not going to check them. I'm just going to write them down under my buyers. So yeah, this one I'm just going to do. It doesn't really matter the color because I'm just going to do another ad that's just in the buyers niche. Just in the buyers category, sorry. Okay, Lauren. Addicted to fishing. Let's see. what I can find. I can't copy it for some reason. I'll just write it down. Nah, there is no such thing. Did I write it correctly? I did. Okay, so we have no interest. That's something, sometimes it happens. Respect the fish. Let's see, respect the fish. There you go. 150 to 200,000. Just from pure curiosity, I wonder what this is. Interesting. Yeah, so it's just a website with people that like, just like a page with memes and like sentences that people that are interested in fishing like. So we're gonna take that and we're gonna write it down. Okay. And so on and so on and so on. Just gonna continue looking for those specific fishing addicts, those specific pages, checking them and really just writing them down. Well, I haven't found anything under fishing addicts, but I did find something that's pretty related, like fishing. What is addictive fishing? I think that's just, oh yeah, that's the story. Yeah, we already got that. Okay, so we don't have fishing addicts. Fisherman's Cove. Why do I have a feeling that I already wrote that down? I haven't. Okay, let's check that out. Fisherman's. 60 to 70,000. Another community. Okay, so what do we have here? This seems like a page by an internet marketer that's basically selling fishing shirts. Now this is really, really good to really target internet marketing pages, okay? Because their customers are your customers at the end. Okay, especially if you're selling shirts. But even if you're not selling shirts or jewelry and you're just selling a fishing gear, this is a really good page to target. Yeah, so just by seeing this, I can tell you that it seems, yeah, T-chip limited edition ending soon. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so Fisherman's Cove, another one of those pages. I'll copy that. Okay, so basically you just continue to do that until you get a good chunk of pages. This technique is extremely powerful. I want to let you know that. It's basically giving you the pages and the interests that the buyers like. So what I would continue to do, I would go through Lawrence likes, and then I will find another cool post. Let's see, fishing shirt, and I will go to another post and then search for see, like this, and search for more people that bought stuff, and then go into their profile and then check their likes and so on and so on. Okay, so now we have 5 categories. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to my ad manager and show you the process that I do when I do new ads. Okay, so let's go there. Okay, so now I'm in the Power Editor. I just opened a really quick fishing ad account, okay, just to show you what I do. So first of all, let's say I'm selling a fishing shirt. Okay, that doesn't really matter, it depends what you're selling. So now I'm gonna create a campaign. So we're gonna go with fishing shirt. Now at the beginning, I really always start with a page post engagement. Okay, so I write down PPE, and then I do 5 ad sets on $5 budget each one. I do a website ad set, a magazine ad set, a store ad set, a person's ad set, a buyer's ad set. Okay, so let's start with phishing websites USA, targeting 18 to 65. Now the reason I did it up to 65 because on the audience insights it seems that people up to 65 they you know what, I'm just gonna go to all ages. It really doesn't matter, especially with phishing. There are a ton of people that fish, and anyway Facebook will just automatically show your ad to people that are more likely to engage with your ad at the end, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so then I'm just gonna do that and add. I usually just do copy paste to the ad. So now if you don't know this, what the best way to do it is actually when you're doing an ad set and ads is to have an ad set for each ad and not do a few ads on one ad set. Okay, unless you're split testing something, but you won't be split testing this because it's a waste of time, I would say, when you're selling, unless you're building a really big brand and it's really important for you to know which ad will convert which ad picture will convert the best or something like that. But if you're just starting out, or if your store isn't a really big brand and not having a ton of sales, I don't see a reason to really do a few ads for each ad set. So I do one ad set for each ad, okay? So now in the ad set, I usually start with $5. I schedule it always to the day afterwards at the beginning, 12 a.m. one day afterwards, okay? Because this way Facebook activates the ad from the beginning of the day until the end of the day. It basically optimizes for the whole day. Because if you give them a $5 budget, let's say if you give them a $5 budget, now is 11:51 a.m. Okay, it's the morning. So what will happen is that if I activate it now, it will basically spend the whole $5 in the next 12 hours instead of the next 24 hours, which isn't good for us at all, because Facebook needs to optimize for the whole day. It really needs to show your ad through the whole day to really learn what time is the best for it to show your ad, because Facebook learns about the audience and it learns about what time your ad works the best and stuff like that. So always schedule it to the beginning of the day, the beginning of the next day. Now we're gonna build an audience. I use the United States, 18 to 65 and over, like I said. Detailed targeting. Now, basically, we did website, so let's see if I can just copy everything. Nah, it's not gonna work. So I'm just gonna copy one after another. Okay, FLW. It's really important that you click the right one, okay? Because sometimes you're gonna find a few. It's really important that you click the one that you found in the audience insights and not something, you know, that isn't remotely related to your niche. So I'm just gonna continue doing that. I'm not gonna do everything, it's just a waste of time for me and for you. I usually remove Instagram and this desktop right column. I just leave mobile newsfeed and desktop newsfeed. I leave it like that. Post engagement, impressions. Like I said, I always start with the PPE, because if I don't have buyers on my pixel, if I don't have already buyers, there's no reason to do website conversions, because anyway, Facebook does not know about your audience or about your pixel, so it really won't work good. You should just do PPE and basically through that see who your engagers are, and from there, if you have any sales, to start optimizing for website conversion, because you want to get fires on your pixel. You should really know what your pixel is If you don't know what your pixel is, that's not good. Like I said, I will do a video very soon about that. But if now I'm talking about pixels and it sounds Chinese to you, just please check, do a Google search and learn a little bit about it, because that's the most important thing, one of the most important things today in e-com and in general when you're doing Facebook ads, because it's basically giving Facebook the data that it needs to show your ads, to optimize your ads to their best potential. Okay, so I did an ad, phishing websites, and then an ad. Here I'm just gonna click the page, pick the ad, pick the pixel, and so forth, and so on and so on. And then I'm gonna do another ad set, phishing magazines. Okay. I'm pretty sure you got the point. USA 18 plus. I should have created an ad, no worries, I'm gonna do that afterwards. $5. Again, tomorrow, 12 a.m. And then I put here magazines, and then stores, and then persons, and then buyers, okay? $5 on each. That's it. That's it. That's basically my whole process, step by step, of how I do my ads, how I pick my audiences, how I pick my niches, how I pick my interests. And this is basically how I really find the people that are more likely to convert, the buyers, the raving fans. That's what you want to find. You want to find the people that are much more likely to convert, and not just throw your money away on random people. And this way, if you go through this whole process, I've done it with so many of my clients. It's crazy. It's every niche that you do it with. It's possible, because it doesn't matter if you're in fishing or you're in cooking or even games or electronics. Each one of your niches, each niche has their categories. It might not be exactly magazines, websites, stores, persons, but it will be very similar, okay? Because maybe electronics won't have a person's categories, but they'll have something else. I really hope you understand everything, because I tried to keep it as simple as possible. It is pretty simple after all. It's just doing the work, putting your head into it, and really diving deep inside, and keeping everything organized. Okay? Because if you keep everything organized, you're already one step ahead of a lot of people. Something I've noticed in the e-com world and in general, people that are going into internet marketing and starting to make money from the internet, they aren't really keeping everything organized. They're just fully onto it, and then they just target everything that they can get their hands on, and it doesn't really give them the results that they want. Why is that? Because they're not thinking one step ahead. Organizing everything makes you think one step ahead. Now, after I do the ads and everything, I let them run for a few days, and the ones that work, I split them to, like I said, audiences of 1 million and over. The ones that don't work, I close. And afterwards, after I get fires on my pixel, I start to do website conversion ads, etc., etc. I really go into that phase later on. So keep your eyes open for information that I'll send you, because I'm really gonna give you a lot of value in the next few weeks for free. Seriously, I'm not sending anything now. So just read my emails, implement what I told you today. I'm pretty sure you're gonna see amazing results. I really want you to do me one favor. I want you that if you have any questions, don't be shy and just message me. Just message me on my page, through email. I'd rather you message me on my page. I'm more available there. And if it helped you, make my day and send me a thank you message. I'm really gonna appreciate it. And that's basically it, guys. So like I told you, if you have any questions, message me. Don't be shy, I will answer. Okay, I really want to help you here. I really want to give as much value as possible, because you know how it is. First of all, I've noticed that once I started to teach this kind of stuff, first of all, I started to feel a lot more better. And second of all, I learned a lot of new things. So it's a win-win situation, basically. You get value, I get value. That's it. Anyway, guys, have a good one. Until next time, use the stuff. Bye, guys.